Good morning, folks, and welcome back to Wishwell Farms for another Saturday morning farmers market day. I'm ready to get these 3 trucks packed and this trailer, get everybody on the road to the farmers markets around Columbus. First thing we got to do is get everybody their money box, a very, very important piece that cannot be forgotten. If you're wondering what this is, it is a bag of tokens, little wooden chips and aluminum chips and coupons, produce perks, EBT, gift certificates, all that kind of stuff. This is a couple weeks of coupons and tokens we've received from the Worthington Farmers Market. Got them all counted up and bagged up and ready to turn in. My son Gavin will be going to this market today. Put those on a seat right there so he doesn't forget to turn them in. I'll go ahead and put his money box up there now so I don't forget it. Once I get everything loaded in here, out of the cooler, I'll give you a rundown of everything he's taking with him today. Before I can load trucks, I need to get this trailer out of the barn. Go ahead and put their money box in there. I can never pull out without closing this wing, or it'll get taken out by that post right there. It's a tight squeeze. I actually used to have another post right there. We cut it out of the way so we would have more room for pulling the forklift in and out of the barn, for loading and unloading, and to be able to back this trailer up in here. Works out pretty good. It feels a little strange to me not having to pull that completely out of the way, because normally we have a 4th truck parked outside the barn and our 2nd trailer. As you can see, I only have the 3 trucks and the trailer to pack today, so we are down 2 markets from where we were 2 weeks ago. This is the 2nd to the last market, I believe, in September. So after this week, we have one more Saturday with the trailer, and probably only one more Saturday. I think it's the final Saturday of September for the Dublin truck. And then we'll move into October. And the Clintonville and Worthington markets, they go all the way through October, and Clintonville actually goes all the way to November. So if we have stuff continuing to come on, not frozen out in the field, like our broccoli and cauliflower, leftover winter squash, things like that, we can continue to go to Clintonville to try and move all that product. But my plan is to be done by the middle of October completely. At farmers markets. So Clintonville and Worthington will have probably almost another month, and then we'll be completely wrapped up for this season. There's still a fair amount of product in here. Definitely a lot less than normal. That's all the sweet corn we have for 4 markets. So everyone's going to sell out pretty quickly today. I got to load all the zucchini, the bell peppers. That's some leftover stuff from last week. It's going to be thrown out. A pile of green beans, more peppers, zucchini and cucumbers, and then a little pallet full of broccoli and cauliflower. The cauliflower is just starting. We get a couple ugly ones there on top. They're not normally purple like that. That's just what happens to the ones that are exposed to the sun a little too long. It has been very, very hot and dry. If you've been following my channel at all, you know I've been talking about it quite a bit. The broccoli is just getting started. Next week we ought to have a huge harvest of broccoli. And then the cauliflower, I needed 25 tubs and we got 1. So it's just beginning. It should be a lot better next week, and then the week after that, first week in October, it should look really nice. That's all the sweet corn. I'm going to get all that loaded first, then we'll bring out the other items. When you got a tall stack of corn, you move very slowly. We don't want those stacks to fall over. That would be disastrous. 20 just sliding in stacks of 4, which is the first time this year for this truck. Normally it's stacks of 5. I've been asked numerous times in the past, why don't I just roll this in with the pallet? There's too many other items in here right now. It wouldn't work. I'd have to lift the pallet jack up in here, figure out how to maneuver in a pallet jack, and probably have to turn around and get it out. There's just no room to do that. Plus, I turned the corn tubs the other direction than what they would be on a pallet. There's just no way it would work out. It would take way more time for me to have a pallet jack lifted up in here, pushing it in, and then getting it out and moving it to the next truck. By then, I'd have a second or third skid of corn already pushed in. As you can see, our biggest market in Columbus is only getting 20 tubs of corn. It's like 95 dozen. It's not even quite 100 dozen. That's just one of the things that happens at the end of the season. You know, this truck could normally use between 40 and 60 tubs, but that's all I have. And I don't want to short my other truck. The Clintonville truck can also sell 30 to 40 tubs. I'm going to give them 20 as well. So I want to keep my two good trucks with corn today. This one's not getting any corn. Don't have enough. I'm going to have 10 tubs left over after I load the Clintonville truck. I got to have 10 for my trailer, which is kind of shorting it too, but that should get her through most of the day. So to make up for having no corn in this truck, I'm going to give them some Ohio apples. I'm allowed to sell Ohio produce at this market, so that'll help supplement the sales here a little bit since they don't have any corn. You know, the one good thing about this time of year is that there's so much less stress on me, so much less hustle, so much less sweating. So, you know, I can certainly feel the end of the season coming. It's coming rather quickly, but it's kind of nice. I mean, I don't like that our revenue is sliding downhill so fast and that, you know, it's all going to be over and dried up here real soon, but it sure is nice to slow down just a little bit, I gotta admit. All right, got the rest of the crops rolled out. Green beans, zucchini, cucumbers, and peppers, and cole crops. This truck is getting fuller. Four tubs of zucchini and 2 tubs of cucumbers. Broccoli and cauliflower. All right, the Worthington truck is ready to roll, and I see the bathroom light on right there. My son is up. He'll be out here in 10 minutes, ready to head out to Worthington. Since I kind of already showed you everything I was putting in here, I'm going to go over the pricing instead. Candy onions, we're going to sell those at $2.50 a pound. Normally we do $1.95, but we were short on supply this year, so we raised the price and no one has balked at it. We're still doing $2.95 a pound on tomatoes. And this might be the final day for tomatoes. On Joel's Garlic, he does $5 a pint for these little ones. There's 5 in each one, so basically $1 a head for the small ones. He does up to $1.50 to $2 on the bigger ones. On the green beans, $3 a quart basket, so basically $3 a pound. Normally, when we have big, beautiful heads the size of dinner plates that are pure white, we'll sell those for $3, but today we'll probably just do $2.50 on those because they're kind of small and not very pretty. Same thing with the broccoli. They should be all at least that big, if not bigger. So since they're all on the small side and some of them are not real pretty down in there, we'll probably do $2.50 on those. Zucchini and cucumbers, $1 a piece. Sweet corn, $8 for a baker's dozen, $5 for a half dozen, $1 per ear. Red and green bell peppers, $1 a piece. And winter squash, $2 a piece. I think that's everything in the truck. Now I'm gonna replicate everything I just did in here in these other 2 trucks, just on a little smaller scale. I'll be back at daylight to pack the trailer. First truck pulling out to Columbus. This is my son Gavin going to the Worthington Farmers Market. He's meeting a fellow that lives in the area over there named Nate, who's been helping out all season. Nate has been a tremendous help. It's always nice to have a couple people living in Columbus that can show up at the market, not have to arrive here at the farm at 5:45 a.m. and then ride in the truck for an hour to Columbus and an hour back. So when we're busy, we'll still have 2 people heading to Columbus with Gavin in that truck, and Nate will also meet him there. But we don't need 3 or 4 people today, only 2. All right, here goes the Dublin truck. Clintonville just pulled out ahead of them. All 3 of the trucks are on their way to Columbus. Actually, my son Gavin is probably almost at Worthington already. Final box of peaches right here for 2024. Still look really nice. And our Ohio apples. I don't have an orchard. I don't grow any apples or tree fruit of any kind. So we buy Ohio apples. Honeycrisp are by far the most popular, so I give her another half bushel box of Honeycrisp, and I would say the Ginger Gold, which is just like an earlier variety of Golden Delicious. I give her an extra box to keep these stocked up throughout the day. We don't sell a lot of apples here. These 1-peck boxes should be enough, and I'm sure the peaches will not last very long. Normally we need 3 to 5 boxes, so 1 will probably go pretty quick. 10 tubs of sweet corn, actually 9.5. So the corn's gonna go quick too. Well, that might last. Corn sales have really dropped. So this might last the majority of the day. I'm gonna throw these 5 tubs underneath the shelf, and then I'll put these 5 up on the shelf as her starter corn. Heavy. Putting on the final items for today. All right, all finished packing, and I'm going to show you what we have on the trailer going out to our satellite location. Cucumbers, zucchini, and bell peppers, all $1 each. Green beans, $2.50 a pound. Same with the red potatoes and the candy onions and the red onions, all $2.50 a pound. Butternut and spaghetti squash, $2.50 each. Seedless watermelon, probably the final ones of the season, $8 each. Final box in about 1/8 of a box of peaches, also $2.50 a pound. I try to keep a lot of the items priced similar, so when the customers bring them up here to check out and we weigh them, we can weigh multiple items at the same time, and it doesn't slow down the sales staff, so we can keep the customers moving through pretty quick. All the Ohio apples at $1.95 a pound. Sweet corn is $7 a baker's dozen, $4.50 for a half dozen, and that price card is down here on this table. This is our corn table. We'll pile up our corn real high right here, and there's the price sign for the corn. Oh, $8 for a baker's dozen, my bad. And the tomatoes are priced at $2.95 a pound. We put a tomato table right here and load it up with these tomatoes. There is the table and our 2 Wish Whale Farms banners. There goes Emma, off to our satellite location in Marysville for our second to last Saturday of the season. Next Saturday is our last day there. I've tried going into October before with like pumpkins and mums and apples and cider and all that good stuff, but it never does very good, so we call it quits at the end of September. As you probably noticed, we have 2 box trucks sitting here unused. Last Saturday was our last Saturday at Powell, and the Logan truck has been sitting here for about half the season because we have been using our other mobile trailer in its place. It's the green and white one, right back here behind the barn in front of our grape greenhouse. So that's our second peddler trailer that we use. It worked really well at our local hometown farmers market, just because of where they placed us, kind of at the end cap of the farmers market, and it worked out really well for us. And one person was able to run it instead of 2. Well, the Worthington truck did amazing today. We literally unloaded 1.5 boxes of tomatoes and like 15 cucumbers. Everything else was sold out. So another successful Saturday farmers market day in the books. Overall, things went fairly well, but I have 3 reasons that I think sales were down just a little bit. First of all, it's just the nature of the produce season. We're nearing the end of the season, and there's less people coming out to the farmers markets. The people that do come, they're kind of getting tired of certain produce items, so we sell less of them. And it's going to continue to go downhill for the next month as the season winds down. Secondly, we have less big money items. For example, watermelons and cantaloupes. And, more sweet corn, nicer looking sweet corn. Those are 3 huge items for us. And tomatoes. We're done with watermelons and cantaloupes, and our tomatoes and sweet corn we're just about done. So there's less big money items to sell to farmers markets, thus creating less sales for us at each market. And the third reason is because the Ohio State Buckeyes had a home ball game at noon. Noon games always hurt our sales. Everything just kind of dies off at 11:30, and it almost becomes a ghost town because so many people attend the home games that are at the farmers markets prior to the game, or they're rushing home to get ready for the game. So that always really hurts us. And there might even be a 4th reason. It is really hot. For late September to be 90 degrees out, it's unseasonably warm. So I know I'm miserable, and I can't wait to get out here and go inside and enjoy the AC for a while. So those are the reasons I think sales were down a little bit, and can definitely feel the end of the season coming quickly. This is where we're going to wrap up this video today, folks. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed the content, and I'll see y'all again real soon down the farm. Go Bucks!